Hey guys, Joe from American Trucks, and today we're going to be working with the LED taillights in glossy black, fitting all 14 to 18 Silverado 1500s without the LED taillight option. Something like this is going to be perfect for the Silverado owner that's looking for a plug-and-play LED taillight set that's going to bring some serious styling to the rear of their truck for a cost-effective price. This set features a gloss black housing with a polycarbonate lens that is very, very lightly tinted. Now that polycarbonate is going to add to the durability, but that light tint on there in combination with the glossy black housing is really going to give you that smoked look. But the kicker about these is they're DOT and SAE compliant to keep your truck completely legal. Each taillight also features 2 sets of 12 LEDs. Those are going to make up your turn signals and brake lights. They're surrounded by a really nicely diffused fiber optic accent light that really brings a lot to the table in terms of presence for the rear of your truck. Another nice thing about these is on the side of the housing, they feature 3 LEDs that serve as a marker light, as well as a reflector just to add to the safety a little bit. Pricing for these is going to come in at around $230, and that is extremely cost effective, especially considering what these bring to the rear of your Silverado and what it would cost you to get a similar look with a name brand. Install for these is going to be extremely easy. Like I said earlier, they are completely plug and play. These are going to go right into the regular old non-LED harness on our truck here. And the LED conversion is going to be handled completely on board of the tail light itself. Should need nothing but hand tools to get this done. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Should only take you about half an hour to get these swapped over. So without any further ado, let me show you how it's done. The only tools required for this install are going to be a ratchet, extension, T15 Torx bit, and a Phillips head screwdriver. So for the first step of our install here, obviously we have to get our stock taillight housings out of the way, and they're going to come out by removing the 2 bolts on the inside edge of the tailgate right there with a T15 Torx. I have mine on an extension and a ratchet just to make things a little bit easier on myself. Next, we're just gonna pull on the taillight housing straight back. Now, when you're doing this, be mindful of your paint. You definitely don't want to cause any scratches. Now we just need to disconnect our housing from the bulb harness itself. So we're gonna turn these 3 counterclockwise to release them. So I have our new housing in hand, and like I said earlier, this is going to be completely plug and play. You can see there's 2 harnesses right on the back of the taillight housing here. Those are going to go in and completely replace our old taillight bulbs. Now you're probably thinking 2 harnesses on the back and 3 bulbs on the truck. We're actually going to be keeping this smaller middle bulb right here. That's going to go in place of our tail light. When you're dealing with these bulbs, you also want to make sure you have gloves on. The oils from your fingers are definitely something you do not want to get on those bulbs. And while we're here, we're also going to remove these covers as well. And like I said earlier, we're going to be removing the 2 larger bulbs, so they're the one closest and the one furthest to the truck. This smaller middle bulb here we are going to be keeping. Then we can take our new harnesses, drop them right in where those lights were, and then put them in the housing and twist. Now that we have that all buttoned up in the back, I'm just gonna lightly put this on the truck so we can give the lights a test. Everything looks good, so now all that's left for us to do is click this into place and secure it with the 2 Phillips head screws that come in the kit, and do the same thing for the driver's side. These Phillips head screws are actually pretty nice. I appreciate the captive flat washer and lock washer. Just makes things a little bit easier hardware-wise. So before we actually do move on and complete the other side, I figured now would be the perfect time to stop down with our new taillight installed next to the factory taillight and point out some of the key differences here. And the first and biggest benefit here is going to come in the looks department. We're losing that factory red lens with the reflector housings in there in exchange for a smoke lens and 2 groups of 12 LEDs, surrounded by a nice red diffused accent light. On the side, we also have a couple of LED marker lights as well as a reflector housing, and we're completely ditching the molded taillight look in exchange for a sleeker, more smoother taillight design that I think really matches our gray Silverado here perfectly. And like I said earlier, the other side is going to be the same process, and we're going to start with that T15 Torx. Just like the other side, with those 2 Torx bolts out, we can pull this straight off the truck. Then we're going to remove the 2 larger bulbs on the outside of the harness and plug in our new LED taillight. Next, we can plug in our wiring harnesses and have them twisted into place in the taillight. Push the taillight into place and then secure it with the 2 Phillips head screws included in the kit. And that is going to do it for my review and install of the LED taillights in glossy black, fitting all 14 to 18 Silverado 1500s without the factory LED taillight option. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this and all things Silverado.